Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to All the Things Thursday. To everybody who's been coming back for every little installment, I appreciate you. To anybody who's new here, welcome. All the Things Thursday is my weekly check-in video talking about all the yarny things that I've been working on this week. This week, I've got some stuff to show you. If you didn't see my video from Monday, I did get my Centro working. I'm not going to go into details because I made a whole another video about it. Go watch it. I'll even link it if I can. So I've got some stuff to show you. A couple of Centro hats. Not gonna lie, a couple of Centro hats. But the biggest news is I finished the baby blanket. My husband was kind enough to get me one of our larger size 2-gallon bags. And basically, as soon as it was done, we promptly put it into this bag so that it will not get dirty. I will post a above shot picture of the finished product on my community. It's no longer called the community tab, the post tab, in case you are interested in what it looks like once it's laid out. So that's done. Yay. Big load off my plate. I made this on the Centro. This is the red heart yarn that I got from Miss Patricia. I believe the colorway is Reef. Basically did the double knit thing where I folded it back up on itself, and then I took my crochet hook and added this rib brim just to give it a more finished look. It's plenty stretchy. I think it would fit somebody who even had a bigger head than me, but so I'm pretty pleased with that. I started diving through my whip pile. Came across some yarn that wasn't even part of a whip, but I was like, oh, I was just going to knit a hat out of this. Well, let me pop it on my Centro and see if it works, even though it's a bulky 5. And lo and behold, it did work. I made a short about this on my Instagram earlier today, but this is Yarn Bee Icelandic Gems. I believe it's been discontinued. But if you're curious, the colorway is Rose Quartz. And again, just did a double dip up on itself beanie. This one I made a little bit longer. Basically, I used up I had a whole skein and then a partial. And it was basically just enough to do a double knit beanie with no brim. And I think it looks just fine. My daughter saw it was a pinky purpley color with other specks of other colors and said, "Is that for me?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And she said, "Hooray, I love it." I made a granny square bucket hat out of the cosmic yarn that I got from Joann's. I'm calling it cosmic because I think that was the name of the colorway. This is actually Big Stitch Jelly Bean. I got the I'm lightly modified a pattern that I've got off of Yarnspirations. Looks like a bowler hat more than it does I don't know. But This is actually going to be going to the mom of the, so the mom who's pregnant, or who had her baby, has an older daughter. And I thought she might enjoy this hat because not only does it look cool in normal light, it is black light reactive. Video. This is the hat in regular light. I'm gonna come over to the switch. This is the hat in black light. So cool. So cool. So yeah, and so the next thing I am going to be working on, which if you've been here, you'll recognize this relic. If you haven't been here, I'm going to show it. What could this be? Does anybody know? So a while back, I started making this couch from this book for my mother. And if you aren't aware, Mother's Day is May the 10th. So, I broke it out today. I technically didn't work on it at all. I just was looking at the different pieces, trying to figure out what everything was. And lo and behold, I have all the pieces. I just need to put this thing together. I cannot believe how close I am to having this done already. I feel silly that I haven't worked on it, but at least that's the way I felt at first. But then I realized that working on this is going to, because it's assembled in a very specific way, it's going to take a lot of my time and attention, which is something I don't have in bulk during the day, because I am taking care of my children and the house and other things. And let's face it, I get to the end of the day and I'm quite tired. And attention is not something I have a lot of then either. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to force myself to either stay up late, or more likely for me, because I am an early bird, Alexa, is wake up early to work on this. Will I have it done by next week? Probably not. Will I have some progression done? I hope so. One of the things I came across was, there's no like, hey, here's how these pieces fit together. Like, it tells you in words how to assemble it, but there's no like, this piece goes here and you sew it together. So there's going to be a little bit of trial and error in that part. The good part is I now know what each piece is. Like, this is the base. This is the back. These are the armrests. This is the back cushion. And then this is the top cushion. So now that I know what everything is, I can have a better idea of how this is going to go together. Now, there are a couple of extra things that I have bought for this specific project. One of is these weights, because with this being made out of foam and yarn, and polyfill, I was afraid it was gonna be, that it was gonna tip over a little too easy. So now I don't think I'm gonna put all the whole weight in here. It gives instructions on how to break off pieces of the weight, so probably just gonna like an inch for each side basically, Just, again, so it doesn't tip over too easily. And then maybe for Christmas or her birthday, I'll make her a couple of the dolls. I think there's a pattern for each character. Like, I see Joey, I see Rachel, I see Phoebe. So, one of these has got to be Ross, and one of these has got to be Chandler, too. So, there you go. I'm not super familiar with the series, but my mom is very familiar with the series, which is one of the reasons why I'm making her things from the book. I forgot to talk about this book. It's called The One with the Crochet. You can get it off of Amazon, I think. Just type Friends Crochet. I'm sure it will pop up. Again, not affiliated with Amazon, but it's, now that Joann's is gone, it's one of those places that I'm gonna kind of be leaning on a little bit more, unfortunately, to get some of my crafting supplies. Anyway, that is it for this week. Super excited to start working through some yarn and getting rid of some, well, not getting rid of, but working through some projects. So I can start doing other things, like tackling it. I don't know if you're familiar with tackling it. It's a hashtag that started going around where it's like, I don't know how old this project is, but it's time to tackle it. It's time to tackle the pile of endless whips and UFOs. So, and then there's Craft Yourself Free, which I think Sam from Manfa Makes is doing. So after getting one big project done, one older project done, and some newer projects done this week, I definitely get that as well. So, I'm excited. And I'm sure you guys can tell because I'm talking really fast. So, if you enjoyed today's video, which I hope you did, make sure you give it a like down below, especially if you're a subscriber and would like to stay subscribed. That way the evil YouTube overlords don't unsubscribe you from my channel against your will. Feel free to comment down below. It helps my analytics. Oh, I will be putting up the voting for Dip into Hand-Dyed as well tomorrow. So make sure you vote for that. Lost my place. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I have a lot of yarny content, and if that's your vibe, make sure you hit subscribe. Plus, you would do well to hit that notification bell. Plus, if you really want to help this channel grow, share this video with everyone you know. In the meantime, make what makes you merry. Ciao.